You guys are able to see my screen? Okay, good. Hmm. So we discussed about all the that first one, right? What is cloud, private cloud, public cloud, hybrid cloud, cloud services, right? Yeah. So today we'll discuss about the module two, introduction to AWS, guys. So today we'll discuss about the module two. One second. Yeah, guys. So we discussed about the introduction to AWS. What is AWS? Benefits of using AWS, history and origins of AWS, AWS components, AWS services, AWS regions, AWS availability zones, AWS edge locations, and AWS certifications. So what we discussed in the previous class, guys. So we discussed about the opening the guys. Read this one. Habibun Gopi. What is the introduction to AWS? What is AWS? Guys, please read this one.
What is AWS? Benefits of using AWS. History
Okay.
and organize of AWS. AWS
Mm,
components. AWS services.
mm,
AWS regions. AWS
mm,
availability zones.
mm,
AWS edge locations.
mm,
AWS certification.
mm. So what is AWS? AWS is a AWS is a what are the cloud providers? What
AWS,
are the
Azure,
cloud providers?
AWS, Amazon,
Very good.
Microsoft, Google, IBM, Oracle.
So Amazon company developed which cloud, guys? AWS cloud. Okay. Microsoft company developed cloud is Azure. Google developed cloud is GCP. Oracle developed cloud is OCI. The same like as IBM developed cloud is IKE, IBM cloud. Alibaba is a China cloud. Guys, now you understood? So what are the cloud providers? What are the cloud providers? Cloud providers are, so what are the cloud providers? AWS that was developed by my John. So what is that? Next one is Azure developed by the Microsoft. What is that? GCP developed by the next one is OCI that is developed by the Oracle. Okay. IBM Cloud that is developed by the IBM company. Okay. Next, Alibaba, Alibaba Cloud. What is this? China Cloud. Now understood? So what are the cloud providers? And which cloud we are learning in this course? Guys, which cloud we are learning in this course? So what is the course we are learning? Yes. Which one? Amazon AWS we are learning. Okay. So what is the course, guys? AWS with DevOps. Now you understood? So AWS with DevOps. Why AWS with DevOps? Because of we are learning in this course on Pallavi. Dependent అవసరం యూట్యూబ్ అనమాట. Okay, so we are learning AWS. Guys, if you learn any one of the cloud, it will be similar. So the core functionality should be same, right? What are the cloud functionalities? So cloud services, cloud services. What are the cloud services? IaaS, is that IaaS, PaaS, SaaS, SaaS. So applicable for all these are applicable for all the cloud providers. All the cloud providers. The cloud environments also. What are the environments, guys? Public, private, hybrid. Repeat my- So public cloud, private cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. గైస్ చదువుతున్నారా చదవట్లేదా? గైస్ చదువుతున్నారా చదవట్లేదా? పికే నాయుడు.
అన్న ట్రైనింగ్ చేస్తున్నాం అవి.
వీడియోస్ అమ్మాయి పెడుతుందా?
పెడుతుందన్న.
ఓకే. సో ఈ పబ్లిక్ క్లౌడ్, ప్రైవేట్, హైబ్రిడ్ క్లౌడ్, క్లౌడ్ సర్వీసెస్, సో ఇవన్నీ ప్రతిదానికి సేమ్. ప్రతిదానికి సేమ్. సో లోపల ఏం చేశారంటే ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ ప్రొవైడ్ సమ్ సర్వీసెస్, అజూర్ ప్రొవైడ్ సమ్ సర్వీసెస్, గూగుల్ ప్రొవైడ్ సర్వీసెస్. సో సర్వీస్ అంటే ఏం లేదు, ఐ విల్ టెల్ యూ. సో రైట్, ద సర్వీస్. What is that? A service. AWS service, Azure services, Google services. So what are the services? So these services provided by the Amazon, and the difference. What is the difference? The functionality. Functionality should be. One second, please. Yeah, guys. Okay. Okay, prepare అవ్వండి. Okay. Yeah. So public cloud. So ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే services should be, so service name should be different, but the functionality should be same. So name, so for example VM, right? One VM. So here we call it as a AWS, we call it as a instance. Azure we call it as a VM, right? So in different clouds, so a VM we call it in different names. But the VM, what is the functionality of the VM? To install the application, to deploy the application, right? The same way. Have you understood? So I will tell you, you will understand. Okay. So what is AWS? Benefits of using AWS, history and origins of AWS, AWS components, AWS services, AWS regions, availability zones, edge locations, AWS certifications. Guys, there is no much difference between data center and cloud. Don't worry about it. So both are same, but some modifications. You know the what is data center, why data center, right? But you will understand so what is cloud? Why cloud? The similarity, the function should be the same, but the naming convention is different. What is this? So this is a DC data center. Okay. So what data center contains? So physical servers, virtual servers, right? So physical servers, virtual servers, they will provide the storage, networking, everything, right? So what this is, these are the VMs, this is the virtualization. The same concept here also follows, but they give as a service. I will tell you those. Okay. What data center provides, guys? So what data center provides? Guys, what data center provides? Which service? In this, which service data center provides? IaaS, PaaS, SaaS. Which service
IAS.
they? Yes, very good. IaaS. IaaS means infrastructure as a service. What is that? Infrastructure as a service. It provides only infrastructure as a service. Okay. Data center provides infrastructure as a service. Right, guys? Data center provides infrastructure as a infrastructure as a service. Yeah, this is IaaS, guys. IaaS. So what it provides? It provides a IaaS, infrastructure as a service. So right, so everything will be manually. We need to build the setup. But here, so what they will give? So this is a cloud. So there is a application is developed for this connecting the data center. Okay. So right, what here it is? This is the data center. What it contains? The server. This here also contains the Here also contains the servers, physical servers, virtualizations, right? Here also contains the physical servers and virtualizations. But they link up with the data centers. Every cloud provider is having their own data centers. Their own data centers. Yeah, right. So this is the cloud data center. But these data centers are available in where, guys? So for example, this is Chennai location. This is Mumbai location. This is Kolkata. This is Bangalore. Okay. So these all are the data centers. What these all are? Data centers. Guys, listen carefully. Data centers. These all are the data centers. This data centers in Mumbai region. This data center in Chennai. So this is Bangalore. This is Bangalore. So this is in Kochi. Okay, Kerala. So we have a data centers in Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Kochi. Okay. So are you able to connect with these in one app? No. Alright, these are separated from each other. So if you want to deploy the applications here. So if you're having any issues, how you can connect with? You manually need to go to that Mumbai data center and resolve the issues. But cloud, when the cloud came into the picture, right? So everything will be combining, everything will be. So this is the cloud. In this cloud, it will attach it to the Mumbai region, Chennai region, Bangalore region, and Kochi region. So you can select the region wherever you want to create the servers, right? It's a predefined environment is set up the cloud. The predefined environment is set up the cloud. Okay. Yeah. So what is AWS? AWS is a Amazon Web Services. Benefits of using AWS. What are the benefits? History and origins of AWS, AWS components, AWS services, regions, availability zones, edge location, certifications. Okay. So what is AWS? Amazon Web Services are the collection of remote services also called as a web services. What is that? Amazon Web Services are a collection of remote services. So what is that? Collection of remote services. Guys, this is the aws.amazon.com is the console sign in. Okay. So I'm connecting as a root user, guys. Okay. So they have a blujaytech 29. Now we okay, giving the IP. So username. One second, guys. I have a MFA multi-factor authentication to connect to the server. We have a two passwords. So one is the password whichever we provided. The other one is so MFA multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication. Okay. Now you understood, right? Yeah. So this is the AWS dashboard. What they are providing the service. What is the service? So here, what is the service? So for example, so here we developed a VM, right? So for that VM, what we need, guys? First we need to keep the server. Then we can install the VMware. Then we can install the OS, right? Can install the OS. So for this purpose in the data center, if you want a VM, we need to do all these through manual. But in the cloud, a predefined environment is already developed. So in the cloud, just you can select it, it will automatically create the EC2 instance, a VM. Now you understood? So everything they created as a service, everything and released as a service. Released as a service. Storage. For that storage, what we need? So we need to keep the that hard disk and create install a NFS or something like Samba server, and we need to give it to the people. Right. But here they already created the NFS environment in the predefined. If you one click, it will automatically so map it to your server. Networking. How they are creating the networking? They are keeping the switches and they will provide the network to the gear. So here they created as a service, network service, storage service, database. What we need, guys, for the database? So we need to install the OS, then we need to install the uh, database on this side, right? So this will provide it as a service. This will provide it as a service. Guys, understood? Yeah. So what are the services they are providing? They are providing the compute service, container service, storage service, database service, so migration and transfer service, networking content delivery, development tool, customer enablement, robotics purpose also, blockchain also, analytics also, game development, Internet of Things, so end user computing, business applications, machine learning, media service, application integration, front end web mobile, cloud financial management, and management and governance, quantum technology, satellite, security and identity compliance. All these services are provided by the AWS and all the cloud providers. Yes, understood? They provide it as a service. No need to build from scratch. It's already predefined environment. It's already a predefined environment. Amazon data centers, AWS data center, AWS data centers. Yes, you see. So this is the AWS data center. This is also AWS data centers. You see, this is the AWS data center. AWS data centers. AWS data centers. AWS data centers. Okay, these all are the AWS data centers. Azure data center. What are the Azure data centers? You see, guys. So this is the Azure data center. These all are the Azure data centers, right? Azure data center. So these all are the, so you see, Microsoft Azure data center. This is Azure data center. Is understood? So every cloud having their own data centers, and they can they can already build up this. They can already built predefined environments. These all are the predefined environments. Amazon Web Services are a collection of remote services, also called as a web services, offered by the Amazon.com over the internet, build and run applications. Build and run applications. For example, EC2. EC2 is nothing but a VM. Within one click, it will create the VM. You can deploy your application. You can deploy your application. What is ETC services? Elastic Compute Cloud. Create, manage, and monitor virtual servers in the cloud. Virtual servers in the cloud. You guys understood? Amazon Web Services are a robust, scalable, and affordable infrastructure for cloud computing. AWS provides compute storage, database services, quickly provisioning the IT needs. What they are providing? They are providing the compute storage, database services, quickly provisioning the IT needs. What is AWS? AWS is the set of cloud computing services. What are those guys? AWS is a set of cloud computing services. What are these? These all are the set of cloud computing services. What is this? These all are the set of cloud computing services. Guys, understood? Yeah. So AWS is a flexibility, availability, and the scalability. What is that? Flexibility, availability, and the scalability. Scalability is nothing but a scale up and a scale down. Scale up and a scale down. So AWS velocity means a scale up or scale down as needed. So we can get the resources instantly. AWS is fully on demand. What is that, guys? Scale up and scale down. For example, I will tell you. For example, this is our application. Okay. So this is your application. Based on the CPU memory, the so for example, so this is your application. What is that? Rummy game application. So Rummy game application. This is deployed in the this server. But daily, they how many people are accessing this website? 20,000 people are accessing this website. Okay, so for the 20,000 purpose, so this server is sustained. But on the weekends, they are conducting a tournament. And but on the weekends, they are conducting the tournaments. At that time, 1 lakh people will be connecting to this server. So this application, this server is only sustained for the 20,000 people. If 1 lakh people are hit that, so rumblecircle.com or ace23.com, whatever it may be. So then it will something like you guys are also know, right? So whenever you have a results, right, that time is that server is busy. They saying like that server is busy, server is be unable to get the results because of. So at the server capacity, the U limit of the server is 20,000. But how many hits? How many people are hitting to that server? 1 lakh people are hitting that server. But the server capacity is only 20,000. But you if you hit 1 lakh people, right? Definitely it will be a hung state. It will be a hang, right? The same like as your mobile. So your mobile RAM capacity is 4 GB. So it will sustain only 10 applications. If you install the 10 applications, it will sustain. If you install that 15 or 20 applications, definitely it will be slow because of the RAM, CPU, because of the RAM and CPU. The same like as a how many hits are 20,000 people can connect at a time, but at a time 1 lakh hits are coming to this web server. So that web server will crashes because of it. It works only for the below 20,000. If 20,000 above people are accessing this website, definitely it will be crashes. Definitely it will be crashes. Guys, understood? So for that purpose, we need a auto scaling. Whenever a traffic comes into the picture, that time we will start the another server. If the traffic goes down, right, it will down to the replication the server VM. Right, scale up and scale down. Velocity is nothing but a scale up and scale down. So tournament time comes like how many servers we need to opt by using the auto scaling based on the CPU and memory utilization. Based on the CPU and memory utilization, so it will up something like another server, another server, another server, another server. Okay, then we can install the load balancer. So whenever we hit the load balancer, right, it will automatically connect to your application. So it will automatically connect to your application. Please understood? So for example, same servers you can take. Okay, for example, these are 4 servers. So this is in the load balancer. What is the concept of auto scaling? Load balancer. So right, so whenever you created the load balancer and the target group, you provided the host. So how many hosts we need to add on that server? Something like whenever a CPU memory request up, right, it will automatically launch another server. So if 80 reaches, it will launch automatically. If 90 reaches, it will automatically register 10 or 20. So 10 or 20. So right, so whenever you access to this application, it will connect to the either any one of the server, those applications. Okay. Guys, understood? Yeah. So for that purpose, so whenever 20,000, the initial it will be 20,000. 20,000 means so only one server will act. So if the hits comes from 20,001, right? So 20,001. So it will came up the another server. 40,001. It will came up the another server. So 60,000. One, so it will came up the another server. Is understood? So whenever the traffic comes down, right? In the tournament, initially 1 lakh people is playing the game. The next 60,000 people, then 40,000 people. So finally 20,000 people. So increasing, decreasing. So now you understood, guys, how we can increase the servers. Now we can decrease the servers. Guys, understood? Guys, speak out, guys.
Yes,
Understood,
sir,
right?
understood.
Yeah. So that is nothing but a scalability. So scalability. AWS is nothing but a Amazon Web Service. It is scalacity. What is EC2? EC2 is nothing but elastic compute cloud. So elasticity is scale up and scale down as needed. So we can get the recourses instantly. So AWS is fully on-demand services. Benefits of using AWS, pay per use model. Whenever you pay the right, that time only we can pay. So we can use the that service. You are only chargeable for the disk and CPU time and bandwidth that are you that you are use. So instant scalability, your service automatically scales on the AWS stack. So reliable or redundant in infrequent outages, data is redundant in the cloud. All the services have built-in security. Security. AWS delivers a scheduled, scalable cloud computing platform. AWS delivers a scalable cloud computing service that provides a cluster and end-to-end security and end-to-end privacy. Most services are accessible via simple REST API, and libraries are available in the all major language minimum learning curve. So service level agreement. What is the service level agreement? SLA between 99.99 and 100% availability. Amazon S3 maintains a durability of 99.99. Availability zones exist on the isolate fault lines and food lines and electrical grids to subsequently reduce the chance of subsequently reduce the chance of sustainability failure. So AWS support to 24 by 7 support in the real-time operational status of all the services around the globe. History and origins. What is history and origins, guys? Yeah, 1 second, please. Hey guys, history and now you understood the support, availability, service level agreement, most security, reliable and instant paper use. So benefits of using AWS, paper use model. So you are only charged for the disk space, CPU time, bandwidth use, instant scalability. So what is instant scalability? Your service automatically scales on AWS stack, the same like as automatically and reliable and redundant. Infrequent outages. Something like if you put it in the data center, right? So for example, so if you put it in our data center, for example, this is our data center, Mumbai data centers are Chennai. So last time there was a floods on Chennai and Mumbai. So right at that time, so I worked on one company, so that gaming company in 2011-12 time. So there is a floods at Chennai. Our main data center is not operated. It was down around half an hour or 1 hour. Okay, 1 second. Okay, guys. So something like there is outage, right? So for that time, I don't need a downtime. So right. So who will provide the downtime? No, so reliable and redundant. Infrequent outages means there is no downtime. So data is redundant. Redundant is nothing but a copy, duplication of the data. All services have a built-in security. What is security? AWS delivers a scalable cloud computing platform that provides a customer with end-to-end security and end-to-end privacy. Most services accessed by a simple REST API. How you are accessing? So we are accessing through a simple REST API. This is the API, application interface. Okay. So libraries are available in all major languages, minimum learning curve. So service level agreement. SLA between 99.9 and 100% availability. Amazon S3 maintains a durability of 99.99%. Availability zones exist on the isolated fault lines, floodplains, and electrical grids to subsequently reduce the chance of simultaneous failure. So support. AWS provides a 24 by 7 support in the real-time operational status of all services around the globe. What is that? So AWS provides 24 by 7 support in the real time operational status of all services around the globe. Because of they are providing the support. There are people, some people are working on the support. If you have any issue, so if you took the IaaS, they will provide up to IaaS. If you have any issue with the IaaS infrastructure as a service, they will support. If you took as a platform as a service, if you are taking as a platform up to platform, so if there any issue, they will handle it. If you are looking as a software as a service, everything will be taken care by AWS support. Is understood why the AWS support? Yeah. So history and origins of AWS. What is history and origins of AWS? So something like in early 2000s, both private and shared data centers began with a virtualization from performing the server consolidation. In 2003, internal memo by Chris Pinkwin describing the infrastructure service for the world. In 2006, S3 first deployed in the spring and EC2 in the fall. So 2008 Elastic Block Storage available. EC2 now offers Windows Server 2008 and relational database services, announcing Amazon Cloud Frontend, launches Northern California region. Amazon EC2 instance now can boot from the EBS. So these are like the. So every year they are targeting and they are launching a new services. So various components of AWS. This is most important, guys. So various components of AWS. AWS cloud computing. So AWS computing platform is a Larda. What are the AWS is the global infrastructure. So in the AWS provides it, that provides availability zones, regions and edge location. So what is regions? What is availability location and edge locations? So foundational service. This is the a basic services, the compute service, storage service, database service, and network service. What are the application platform services? Content distribution, messaging queues, parallel processing, libraries and SDKs, management and administration. So what are the management and administration? So administration console, identity and access, deployment workflow, monitoring. So these are the so this is the structure of the cloud computing, AWS architecture. Guys, what is it? Global infrastructure. What it contains? It contains a global, guys. So for example, if you see, yeah, United States, so Asia Pacific, Canada, Europe, South America, right? Frankfurt, Ireland, London, Paris. Whenever you took the, so you can take the any region, guys. So you are working, you are in the United States region, you can take the United States region. You are in the Asia Pacific, Mumbai, Osaka, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo. You can take this region. You are in the Canada region, Central, you can take Europe region, Frankfurt, Ireland, London, Paris, Scotland. For South America, you can use this one, guys. Is understood? So wherever you are, you can use your that region. I will tell you reason what is region. Yeah, AWS is a global infrastructure. Foundation services are compute, storage, database, networking. These all are the foundation services: compute, EC2 instances, auto scaling, storage, S3, EBS, Amazon Storage Gateway, Amazon Glacier, databases, RDS, DynamoDB, SimpleDB, Elastic Cache. So networking, Amazon VPC, Elastic Load Balancing, Amazon Route 53, Amazon Direct Connect, application services we have search, queuing, content delivery, notification, parallel processing, email, workflow, libraries. So deployment managing, identity and access and management, administration interface, monitoring and deployment and authentication. Guys, understood now the architecture of the AWS cloud. AWS cloud components and architecture. AWS computing platform. So for example, this is the big picture of the AWS. For example, AWS architecture. Okay. So what are the Amazon AWS services? Amazon provides the various types of services as below. So what are the types of services? Yeah, these all are the services, all services. So Amazon provides the various types of services as below: EC2, virtual private servers, similar to a standard VPCs and all called as instances, available in variety of sizes. All major operating systems supported. S3 cloud storage. So what is it? High scalable, highly available. So RDS relational databases, MySQL, SQL, Oracle databases, variety of sizes, high availability, available for an extra cost, read replication scheduled. Route 53, high availability, works well with other AWS services, fast and secure, paper zone, and Millennium queries. So CloudFront, Glacier, DynamoDB, Elastic Cache, these all are the services that are providing. Okay, regions. AWS regions are completely isolated from each other and they're in the different parts of the world. AWS regions. A region is nothing but a collection of data centers. Availability zones is it. Each region has a set number of availability zone. All users see in a region connected by the high bandwidth. Cost vary from region to region. Default region is US East. Regions. The region should be the region should be data centers across. Okay, so data centers spread across the globe. There are nine regions: US East, US West, EU, Gulf Cloud, US West, South America. Guys, these are the regions. Availability zones is nothing but I will tell you availability zones. The edge locations. Edge locations are the important part of the AWS infrastructure. There are currently 40 edge locations. They are located in most of the major cities around the world and are used by the CloudFront, Route 53 in the distribute content near to the end user. So AWS certifications, guys. Every company, every language, they are providing their certifications. AWS also providing certifications. Those are associate level and professional level. So associated certifications are AWS Certified Solution Architect, AWS Certified Developer Associate, AWS Certified SysOps Administrator. So for our purpose, we are using a AWS Certified Solution Architect. Then professional level, AWS Certified Solution Architect Professional, AWS Certified DevOps, AWS Certified DevOps Engineer Professional. Okay, these all are the certifications. Guys, understood? Guys, understood a little bit? Not
Yes, sir.
Also understood, but revision
understood?
చేయాలి.
So there is no difference
Yes,
between డేటా సెంటర్ అండ్ క్లౌడ్ సేమ్. కాకపోతే ఏంటంటే వాడు ఏంటంటే అప్లికేషన్ బిల్డ్ చేసి డేటా సెంటర్ కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. అందువల్ల ఏం చేస్తున్నాం మనం తొందరగా ఏ సర్వీస్ అయినా తొందరగా తీసుకోగలుగుతాం. వాడు ఏం చేసాడు ప్రతి సర్వీస్ ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ స్టోరేజ్ కావాలనుకో మనం ఎన్ఎఫ్ఎస్ సాంబాను ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసి పెడతాం. ఓఎస్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేయాలి అవన్నీ చేయాలి. అవన్నీ వాడు ఆల్రెడీ ప్రీ డిఫైన్ చేసి పెట్టిండి. నీకు స్టోరేజ్ కావాలంటే S3 అంటాడు. నెట్ విపిసి నెట్వర్క్ కూడా ఆల్రెడీ ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్. ఎవ్రీథింగ్ విల్ బి ప్రీ డిఫైన్డ్. ఇఫ్ వన్ క్లిక్ ఇట్ ఆటోమేటికలీ కేమ్ అవుట్. అండర్స్టూడ్? Understood.
yes అన్న.
What is AWS? AWS is Amazon Web Services, a cloud provider. They provide you with the servers and services that you can use on demand and scale easily. AWS has revolutionized IT over the time. AWS powers some of the biggest websites in the world, Amazon, Netflix. So we'll tell you tomorrow, guys, because of I need to go jump into other class. Yeah. So we have a 14 minutes, right? Yeah, I will cover. AWS has revolutionized IT over the time. AWS powers some of the biggest websites in the world. ఈ AWS cloud లో ఏమేమి వెబ్సైట్స్ డిప్లాయ్ చేశారు గైస్? ఈ AWS లో Amazon.com మన కామర్స్ వెబ్సైట్ Amazon.com ఉందా? ఈ Amazon.com అండ్ నెట్ఫ్లిక్స్ మనం చూసే మూవీస్ నెట్ఫ్లిక్స్ ఈ రెండు కూడా ఎక్కడ ఉన్నాయి? AWS cloud లోనే ఉన్నాయి. AWS powers some of the biggest websites in the world. Okay, so what we will in this course, something like EC2, ECR, ECS. So these all are the services. Okay, S3, KMS, IAM, AWS, SNS, SQS, Elastic Cache, DynamoDB, Aurora, ADS, SCS. Okay, so the AWS cloud history. So 2002 internally launched the AWS. In 2003, Amazon infrastructure is one of their core strength idea to market. What is that, guys? 2003, Amazon infrastructure is one of their core strength idea to market. 2004, launched publicly with SQS. 2006, relaunched publicly with SQS S3 EC2. Okay, so when it was started, guys? 2006. 2003 internally launched, publicly 2006 launched. In 2007, it launched in the US region first, then it launched in the Europe region, 2007. Okay, so what are the websites are using AWS? Dropbox is using, Airbnb using, NASA using, Netflix using. These all are using AWS cloud only. Cloud, AWS cloud number facts. So leaders, Amazon services, Amazon is the leader. Google Cloud and Microsoft Cloud are these three are the leaders. And the challenges are Alibaba Cloud, Oracle Cloud, IBM Cloud. In 2019, AWS had 35.0 billion in annual revenue. AWS accounts for 47% of the market in 2019. Microsoft is second with 22%. Pioneer and leader of the AWS cloud market to for the ninth consecutive year. Over 10 lakhs active users. So AWS cloud use cases. Which companies are using the AWS? So McDonald's, 21st Century Fox, Activision, Netflix, these all are the AWS enables you to build sophisticated scalable applications applicable to the diverse set of industries. Use cases include enterprise IT, backup, storage, big data analytics, website hosting, mobile, social and mobile and social apps, gaming, everything they are providing. Okay, AWS global infrastructure. So before it is a that is in the statewide. So Hyderabad we have a data center, Chennai we have a data center site. But AWS is a global infrastructure. Wherever you go, AWS data centers available. Those data centers are linked with the AWS application. AWS application, right? AWS has a global infrastructure. So it has something like in the Oregon, Cloud, North California, Canada, North Virginia, Ohio, Spain, Milan, Paris, Frankfurt, Scotland, London, Ireland. All these regions, AWS is available. So that orange is the regions, blue is availability zones, white is green is local zones, pink is points of presence. I will tell you. AWS regions, availability zones, data centers, edge locations are a points of presence. So what is AWS region? AWS has a region all around the world. It has a region all around the world. US East North Virginia, US West Ohio, California, Oregon, Cape Town, Hong Kong, Mumbai, Seoul, Singapore, Sydney, Tokyo, Central, Frankfurt, Ireland, London, Paris, Scotland, Bergen. So these all are the regions. These all are the regions. The regions, AWS regions all around the world. Names can be US East 1, US 3, AP Southeast 1, AP South 1, AP Northeast 1, AP Southeast 1, AP Southeast 2, AP Northeast 2, same like it. A region is a cluster of data centers. Cluster is nothing but a group of data centers. Most AWS services are region scoped services. Most AWS services are region scoped services. How to choose an AWS region? If you need to launch a new application, where should you do it? So the compliance with the data governance and the legal requirements, compliance with the data governance and the legal requirements. Data never leaves a region without your explicit permissions. So compliance with the data governance and the legal requirements. What is that? Compliance with the data governance and the legal requirements. Data never leaves a region without your explicit permissions. Promixity to customers reduce the latency, available services within a region. New service and new feature are not available in every region. Pricing varies region to region and is transparent in the service pricing page. Right? India, if you launch a service in the India, the pricing will be different. If you launch a service in the if you launch a service in the region, it will be region, US region, India region, right? So there will be a different price. Okay, availability zones. What is availability zone? AP Southeast 2 is the availability zone. 2A, 2B, 2C. These all are the AP Southeast 2 is the region. So it is AP Southeast AWS region. Sydney, AP Southeast 2 is the region and AP Southeast 2A, 2B, 2C. These all are the 2A, 2B, 2C. These all are the regions. Okay, availability zones. These all are the availability zones. Within the availability zones, there is a data centers. AWS availability zones. Each region has many availability zones. Each region has many availability zones. So usually 3, minimum 2, max 6. Example, AP South is to 2A, 3A, 3C. So minimum usually 3, min 2, max 6. Okay, each availability zone is one or more discrete data centers with redundant power, networking, and connectivity. They are separated from each other so that they are isolated from disasters. They are connected with high bandwidth, low latency, ultra low latency networking. So AWS points of presence, edge locations. Amazon has 216 points of presence, 205 edge locations, 11 region caches in 84 cities across the 42 countries. So content is delivered to end user with the lower latency. So what is that? For example, your application is deployed under the US region. Your application is deployed under the US region. So for example, this is your application. Your application is deployed under the US region. But who are accessing this website? India people will accessing the website. So right. So for the first time, it will take time to load the website, right? It will take load time to load the website. For that purpose, there is a cache. Cache will be uploaded in the India data centers. So for the first time, it will click to the US. From second time onwards, it will go to the India regions, India edge locations, and it will access easily. Okay. Yeah, guys. So we'll continue from tomorrow. Okay. Thank you. I will show you tomorrow what is edge locations again. Thank you, guys.